promo on Twitter. Oh, I said, a woman who wears many hats, many hats, is going to be on the show.
Hatless today.
Well, she got so many hats, she can't decide which one to wear today. Sandra Strain. Yay, the one and only Sandra Strain. The hats are these. First of all, you are the Madison City of Madison Alderman at Large. You are the Community Relations Director for the Orchard. We're going to talk about that today. You're a pageant coach. You're a mom getting ready for a big wedding. You're a widow. You're a friend. And I just learned, listen to this, she's an interview specialist. Now that intimidates me to pieces because
don't let it.
No, it's a different kind of interview, I think. I think what you do is different. But anyway, well, welcome. Good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Well, let's do, I know what you want to talk about is, I want to start off with the Orchard, and then I want to wander into these other things because you are doing a real important fundraiser. What is it?
It is a huge fundraiser. I'm on the board for the Alzheimer's Association of Mississippi, and we are donating all of the food and the location and the wine, and we'll have a silent auction, and we're selling tickets, and they're a donation, $25, and we've got little flyers out, we've got little postcards out. It's all over our website. You can scan the QR code, make a $25 donation, and it gets you in for a 2-hour event. Phenomenal event. We have an incredible chef. You just wouldn't
Your
believe
chef is
it.
pretty hot stuff, isn't he?
Amazing.
What did I just see about? I heard about him, the chef at the Orchard.
He's really good. I try not to tell him how good he is because we just can't have another ego in that place.
Oh, by the way, so you're probably working with Adina on this one.
Oh yes,
Adina Welker. Yeah,
I love Adina and Terry and yeah, phenomenal people. And look, the most important thing for you to know is 100% of the proceeds go directly to the Alzheimer's Association.
Good.
Every bit of it.
Good.
And I'm very proud of the Orchard. We're donating everything.
Do you know the last time I had Adina on, we were talking about progress in dealing with and getting rid of Alzheimer's. And then just a couple of days after that, it seems like a couple of days, there was a story about, it was a pill or some medication. I don't think it was a surgical procedure.
Pray to God
but
that we can find something.
There wasn't enough, because the research is pretty intense.
Yes.
I can't remember. There wasn't much made of it. It was a news story, and it's in the back of my head that I should look that up because there is good research. They're getting close. I think Adina says they're like this close. She's putting up very, 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 very close. But in the meanwhile, it's a stinker, Alzheimer's.
And I think stinker's an understatement. If you've ever been around anyone,
I have. It's heartbreaking.
It's breaking.
Yes, absolutely.
My grandfather had it.
Really?
Oh, it was awful.
I do community for the homebound through my church, and I go into the memory care ward at one of our facilities, and yes, it's heartbreaking. You can look at somebody, gosh, they look so terrific, and you talk to them, and they're not there. Or somebody you know or used to know, and they look at you like, oh, well, what is your name and what and all this stuff. It's heartbreaking, folks. And there are ways we can avoid it, I think, by keeping our minds engaged.
Absolutely. Mind games are fantastic. Crossword puzzles.
Yes, I do. Every time I do, I come out of the memory care unit so prayerfully thankful that I'm not there and prayerfully hopeful that I don't ever get there.
Yes.
And go home and work a crossword puzzle.
Yeah.
Exercise is a lot to do with it, too.
Food.
And food, yes.
I try not to investigate that a whole lot because we're foodies at my house. But yes, a lot of the food that we eat that is just out everywhere in the grocery store really does lead to a higher risk of having Alzheimer's or dementia.
Well, if you eat properly, that's okay. But if you're like me, I'm a sugar junkie. I was just telling you before we start off, I'm into donuts. That's terrible.
We like our processed foods, our chips.
Yes, it's terrible.
It's
true. Horrible.
It's true.
And that's not a good thing for anything. But yes, there are places you can find out. Probably the Alzheimer's Organization website.
Absolutely, we have an incredible staff. Yes, and so many resources and so many tools, and that's another reason why I'm so incredibly thankful that they asked me to be on the board because I've learned so much.
Yes, we should tell the audience you never worked with senior citizens or people who are. This is ever since you became. It's your widow thing.
Yes,
it's a God thing from being a widow. that came to you?
It will be 2 years in January.
Oh.
And I love it. And I've always been a caregiver at heart. And I think my kids will tell you too much. Because I like to hug on people and I like to take care of people.
You're a helicopter person.
Yeah, but in a good way.
Oh, yeah.
In a good way.
Well, you became widowed, gosh, it's going to be 2 years.
Yes.
This October. Her husband was Warren
October
Strain.
27.
We know, of course, we remember and love Warren Strain. And when they had the big reunion last weekend, it was last weekend, the weekend before, ZZQ, they talked about Warren, didn't they? Yeah.
Can I tell you, when I watched the entire thing, but when I saw the empty chair, I had no idea that the empty chair was for everybody that had passed.
Oh.
But when they said his name, I could not quit sobbing. It made me cry so much, and I'm not going to look at you because you're getting a little teary-eyed.
That's right.
And it'll make me cry. My
Yes.
makeup will run everywhere, and I
Yeah.
have a long day.
Don't cry. It was kind of fun. And,
It was fun.
You were there.
It was so
Yeah.
sweet,
Yeah, I was there.
Perez.
Yeah, Perez, like, I would think Perez is like the king of it all. He doesn't like, he's very humble about it.
Loved his ZZQ, and the
Yes.
fact that he played the last song when it was going off the air
What was the song?
for good.
the end by the doors.
Did you hear this man?
Wow.
Perez,
Oh,
you were
yeah.
gonna make me cry.
Don't cry. It's okay.
I miss him, Perez.
Well, you miss Perez. That Perez.
I miss Warren.
And him. Oh, yeah, him too.
And I miss you too, Perez.
No, I'm just sitting right here. I'm good.
Yeah. Well,
Making noise.
It was beautiful,
that was
Perez.
nice. Yeah, it was a good thing.
It was beautiful.
I'm glad you went to it.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was a fun thing. That was a couple Saturdays ago, right?
It was, but look, a friend actually sent it to me in a link and said, "Hey, watch this." I believe it's on YouTube, right?
Oh.
I don't have to answer that question.
Okay. But anyway.
But I have the
that's
link.
how much- but
Anybody
that was a neat
wants it.
thing. But
Sweet.
over at the orchard, you have this place called the Rose Garden. It's the
Yes,
memory care.
That's my building.
Is that where you are?
It is. That's where my office
I thought
is.
your office was up in the front.
No,
Oh.
I am in the heart of
Oh,
memory care
wow.
101.
Wow.
I love it.
Sandra, all of you who do care for the patients, or what do you call them, guests?
Residents.
Or residents, yes,
Yeah.
are very special. It is an extremely special calling. I every time I go, I do this once a month or every 3 weeks, whatever, where I go to do the memory care stuff. And I'm just amazed because you have to really be a special person. I mean, let's face it, it's not the ordinary person who does that. And you have to maintain yourself and you have to help them. You know, I will say, one of the fun times I had was there's a man who I've given communion to for the last about 3 years, I guess, and I had told him that I was an ice skater and all that. So then we had COVID, and I had my hip replacement and everything. When I went back, I said, how you doing? Blah 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 blah. And I was wearing a mask and everything. I didn't go into. And so when I left, I said, well, bye-bye. See you next time. He goes, ice skater. He remembered, and it was like 2 years. He remembered. And the next time I saw him, he was in their community room or whatever. And I said, let me show you something. And I pulled out my cell phone, and I had this it's just a very little thing of ice skating when we had the rink in Pearl. The last time we had a rink, like 4.5 years ago. And he saw that. He just was blown away. And it's, to give them something that a little thing like that. But to do that on a daily basis, Sandra, and have something different for each person, wow, hats off. All those hats you wear.
Sweet.
Well, I
You're
mean, my
sweet.
gosh, I can't imagine.
Oh, well, you're giving me entirely too much credit. First of all, I don't deserve any of that.
Yeah, you do.
Nothing.
But you work with them. I mean, whether you work directly or you see them in the halls or whatever, you deal with them, right?
I'm so blessed and so fortunate. Wonderful, wonderful bosses. And they say, do whatever you want to do, really. I go back there and I'll go into some of the residents' rooms and check on them. And if they're playing with a puzzle, I'll ask if I can sit and play too. It really is so rewarding and so much fun. And look, midday, like after 2 o'clock, everybody just gets up and they walk around and they're talking to each other. And I'll go back there. I'm telling you, it's so
Really?
much fun. I babysit their babies because some of our sweet residents have baby dolls that the Junior Auxiliary of Madison actually donated. So I had one precious resident resident, and I have to tell you this. This made me cry. She was in the hallway looking around, and of course I said, "What can I help you with? You look like you're looking for something." She said, "I need somebody to watch my baby while I take a nap." And I said, "I would be delighted." So I took that precious little baby into my office, and
gosh.
I needed to go to the bathroom, so I let the girl behind the counter babysit my baby. Yes, but it was so stinking sweet. And then I had a Zoom meeting, and I thought, okay, I've been with the baby for about 30 or 45 minutes. I need to take her back. I went into my residence room. She was asleep. I put the baby right in there next to her. She really needed to take a nap. Can I tell you I cried? So there are times like that where you really have to just contain yourself and not make an absolute idiot out of yourself. But there are times where I have to really contain my emotions. But I just, like, when I saw her in the bed, I wanted to just jump on top of her and hug her, me, her, and the baby. Just spoon for a little while.
Yeah. Oh,
You know?
how sweet.
So it's a little emotional.
Sweet.
I get attached.
Well, gosh, you do. And do you see they'll respond to you and they'll know you? You know, because you're making their minds work. This is an important part of, I think, of the Alzheimer's. I don't know what disease, affliction, or whatever, diagnosis. Keeping minds alive. You know,
it's true. And we have a great activities director, and Krishan makes sure that she's got activities that stimulate the mind and stimulate the soul, and we bring in entertainment. But you are so right. And do you know what every one of those residents has in common?
What?
They love visiting.
Oh,
they love talking. Yes.
Okay.
I'll walk past a room and I'll stick my head in and I'll go, "Hey, how are you?" And they'll say, "Come in." And I'll come in, and I could have and they insist. One precious resident was like, "Look, I've been saving this candy bar for like 2 weeks. I need you to eat it." And I went, "No, really, I don't want to. I'm on a diet."
But how sweet.
It is sweet, but I ate it.
Well, okay.
I had to.
Good choice.
Twisted your arm, did they?
Oh, yeah, pretty good. Especially because it wasn't in the wrapper.
Oh, well,
That's
okay.
That's what you do, though.
See, now you do that by instinct.
That's what you do.
Yeah, you do it by instinct. Now, tell me about, so this is the fundraiser. This is October 27th, but you're also doing a job fair, you know, because you were on here before you did a job fair.
Yes.
For
yes.
what kind
The
of people?
fundraiser is Rose in the Rose Garden, and you can get information about that anywhere on our Facebook, Instagram. You can call Terry Roddy. You can call the Alzheimer's Association.
We better give some, what's the website?
The website for us?
For you, yeah.
Yes, it's Orchard. Yes, Orchard Retirement. OrchardRetirement.com.
Okay.
Yes. I need to make sure it's on the website.
Yes, you need that on there.
But it is on our Facebook.
And
it's on our Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just Orchard Retirement.
Okay, Facebook and IG. Okay.
And
so
Instagram.
they can know about that.
Yes.
And the job fair.
Yay, job fair.
You're looking for people to work at the Rose Garden as well?
We are looking for people all over property, and we are so blessed and so fortunate.
Because you've got
we are growing.
You've got the regular orchard. That's the first building that you see on Pear Orchard. Then you've got the
orchard, the whole entire property.
Yeah, that's a big property. And then behind that is Arbor, or Arbor House, is it called?
No, it's just the Arbor.
The Arbor. And then you got the Rose Garden
nursing home.
That's a nursing. Then you got over there. Then you got the Rose Garden building.
Yes, my building is a Rose Garden.
Which looks brand new, but it's actually a couple years old.
brand new.
Isn't it a couple years old?
It's almost 2 years old.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's still pretty new.
Well,
you walk in, it smells new.
Oh, isn't that nice?
I love that.
That's a beautiful new addition.
I love that. But we all fall under the Orchard. Our umbrella is the Orchard, and we're on 17 acres, and we're a continuing care retirement community. Which means you can come in as assisted living or independent living. Should you need a step down or get diagnosed with dementia, we can move you to another building. Should you happen to need full-time nursing care, we can put you in nursing home. So it's just the many stages of elderly life, and you're right there with the same team and same administration and same property. It's a great thing.
What exactly, I always hear that terminology, assisted care. What exactly does that mean? You're not bedridden, or you're mentally you're intact. I mean, you're okay, but what do they do?
It simply means there is a nurse or a CNA to assist you and help you, and nurses to give you medication.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Oh, as far as dressing yourself.
Getting help.
It's
they will help you with all of that. Yeah.
Okay,
depending on what you need.
Stay where you are because we got to put on your pageant coach hat and your interview specialist hat as well. Sandra Strain here. I'm Mary Weedy on Super Talk Jackson 97.3.